Hi, my name is Lydia, and welcome to Chiaroscuro. So, I filmed the original segment for this 2 days ago, and then yesterday when I was transferring it from my phone to my computer, I accidentally deleted two-thirds of the video. So, I made 3 sections and I deleted 2 of them before I saved them properly, so they're gone. So this is a replacement for them. The introduction and conclusion. Thank goodness I had the middle part. Not that it was any good, but I don't have to do that again. uh, so what I'm doing is I'm going to try and cold read a piece of artwork. So that means looking up just random piece of artwork, hopefully one that I've never seen before, and see what I can see about it. See if I can learn anything just from looking at it. No research. I'm going to have general search terms, but that's pretty much it. I think the last time, this past Tuesday, I used just search for a general Northern Renaissance because I was feeling Northern Renaissance-y. I found a great painting. I looked up the name afterwards, but I'm not going to give it away. But beautiful little painting, and I did the following analysis of it. Okay, there, we're back. Timer's running. Okay, farmer plowing his fields. Very interesting perspective. You see how the farmer is really big over here, and then the horse, well, it's smaller than the farmer, but then it also gets smaller as it goes away from our point of view. So they're practicing some of that perspective that was recently rediscovered, and actually was prominently rediscovered by Leonardo da Vinci. And no, I'm sorry, strike that. Not Leonardo da Vinci. He did other stuff, but by Italian artists and sculptors, interestingly. But it did actually exist before in the Northern Renaissance. So even though everyone's always like, whoa, Italian Renaissance, Northern Renaissance is pretty dang awesome too. All right. However, looking at this painting, you can also see why it wasn't as popular as the Italian Renaissance, because it's fascinating and beautiful, but it's not as luxurious, you might say, as the Italian Renaissance pieces. The colors are more subdued, and that was something that was not uncommon in Northern Renaissance paintings, although they have amazing blues, and this atmospheric perspective there in the back is just gorgeous. Frequently they were also more commonplace scenes, sort of those genre scenes. So you get a lot of these, just random farmers plowing their fields, or shepherds, or cities, or not seascapes, but boating. And it was not as fantastical as a lot of the Italian Renaissance paintings, which I think is very interesting. Maybe even speaks to some of the harshness of the life that is often found in the northern countries, especially during this time period, where they're just a little bit more in touch with reality, I think. Okay, so what else? So we have this perspective, and we have, let's see, write this down so we don't forget. Perspective. Probably should look up who actually first used that and or the first recorded use of that in the North was. Perspective. And he's plowing a field, and he's using an iron plow, which is actually quite innovative. During the late Middle Ages, they were still using wooden plows. So, the fact that that is in there, and also this beautiful red in his garment, means even though he's a farmer, he's not poor. Well, at least for a farmer, he's not poor. All right, so behind the farmer is a shepherd with a flock of sheep. And he looks like he is, can I zoom in? I can't, yes. Huh. Oh, those faces. He's standing there like the original duck face. With a pack on his back and a dog. It's interesting that the sheep are on the hillside so close to the bay. I guess, yeah, it's a bay. Oh, look, someone's fallen in the water. Maybe from the boat. Maybe he's taking, it doesn't look like he's taking a swim. It kind of looks like he's flailing, or at least the legs look like they're flailing. They're also naked legs. Huh. Most mysterious. But that ship, though, that ship is lovely. It looks like a Venetian carrack. Note that down. Ship. Because that is very interesting. You see in a lot of paintings the idea that they're depicting something real. And so that's actually creating links between different people or different cultures. So if this is a Northern Renaissance painting, which it looks like it, although, you know, you can't always trust the internet, but it does look like a Northern Renaissance painting. But if it has a Venetian ship in it, that means that this painting is somehow connected with the enormous trade that the Venetians were doing at that time period. They were one of the biggest trade cities in Europe with amazing, amazing ships. And they went all over. So if this is somewhere like Holland, then they have connections with Venice, which would be an interesting connection to track. All right, what else? There are a couple of other ships, maybe some fishing boats, one other big one, and a city. Very pretty little city. And this random fortress on an island. I actually was just reading The Count of Monte Cristo, and the place he was imprisoned in, if you're familiar with the story, a guy wrongly accused of a crime gets him, well, all right, that's an oversimplification of it. But he gets accused of this crime, and he's not really innocent. And he gets imprisoned for 14 years in an old fortress that had been turned into a prison on an island, so it's like doubly impregnable, and no one had ever escaped from it before, and then he escapes. Anyway, so neat connection there, this idea that, yeah, that's Alexandre Dumas wrote it, but he's not writing from nothing. He isn't making it up out of thin air. There were, this painting then is evidence that there were actually some places like that, which is neat. All right, what else can I see? And a lot of these, work, computer. There we go. A lot of these Northern Renaissance genre paintings are really based on this idea that it's the everyday life that is interesting and can give meaning. So if you take a look at the farmer, let's see what we can see there. We can't see his face clearly. Let's see if I can zoom in. Nope, can't see it clearly. Oh, that's the other thing. When looking at things on computers or on your phone or wherever, it's really difficult to actually get an appreciation of. Okay, so what I was trying to say there was that the images you see on your computer, as good a reproduction as they are really no substitute for seeing the actual work in person. The colors, it is almost impossible to reproduce colors completely, but also even just the size. I mean, you look at one Italian Renaissance painting or you know, contemporary image, and you know, on your computer it's this big, or your phone it's this big, and in real life all of a sudden it's 6 feet tall, and it kind of gives you a completely different feeling. It's kind of like listening to something on your computer or your headphones or whatever, and then going to concert and hearing it in concert, and it's mind-bogglingly different, and it moves your heart, moves your mind and your feelings in a completely different way. So I'm so thankful that we can access so many great images through the internet now, but it's still not the same. So on that note, thanks for sticking around. Sorry this first video was so choppy, if that's a nice way of saying it, and I hope you'll stick around. Oh, I forgot. So I'm not just doing random cold reads and then leaving you with wondering what the heck that all was about. So there will be a follow-up video to this in 2 weeks-ish time, depending on how soon I can get everything edited. I will do another video after I've done some research, and I'll tell you what the painting is actually about, according to historians. So thanks for sticking around, and I'll see you next time.